Muslims, blacks, whatever. And therefore they could do apprenticeships. And it was giving them opportunities, which was great. And it has helped, but it's a small pebble in the sea in comparison to all the other kids that are out there looking for opportunities. So hopefully more corporate companies will see the benefits of taking on board all these youngsters and giving them a good life. Because if you alienate them, you're only going to encourage the trouble.
Keep talking.
Yeah. So to alienate a society, you're not going to get the benefits. All you're doing is you're causing a big swell of the population having, how shall I say, envy, because they can't get onto the property ladder. They can't look after their family. So therefore, they will start going out and taking things by force. So we do need to be realistic in the whole thing. If you want to stop crime, if you want to stop sort of like people killing each other or killing people in society, you need to bring them on board, give them opportunities, give them good jobs, give them the choice, which is to have a good family life. And if you don't, you're going to have trouble.
But again, Dalton, what happens is that the media can play a role too in this whole thing, because in America, in the United States of America, when you look at the media, they always talk about black on black crime.
Yeah.
And they tell you
in the UK as well.
Right, and they tell you that in the UK as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and they tell you that black on black crime is 91%. 91% of the blacks are killing blacks. But no one have told us that in 2009, white on white crime was 81%.
Okay.
In 2012, white on white crime was 88%.
Yeah.
In 2009, black on black crime was 94%. In 2012, it was 91%.
Okay.
So, but you never hear, and this is the thing where the media can play a role and stop having people feel fear. So people are fearful about kids of color, and it's male now, not females.
Yeah.
Mainly males.
Yeah.
They are very fearful because of what the media does.
Yeah.
So the media tells you, oh my God, all these blacks, they're killing people. They're killing people, right? So as soon as you see a black male, you're scared of him right away.
Yeah. Therefore, less job opportunities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if we can get the media to be more balanced in the way, I'll give you a quick example. CNN was broadcasting the Ferguson decision. And as soon as the decision was made, CNN was shooting these black kids running down the street. It was following them because CNN figure
Gonna have a riot.
you're going to have a riot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to follow them. They're going to loot these places, and I'm going to broadcast that.
Yeah.
And they keep broadcasting it over and over and over.
Yeah.
Now, here's another one. We had an incident with a football star from the Baltimore Ravens named Ray Rice.
Yeah.
He abused his wife in an elevator.
Yeah, I heard that.
I got to tell you, Dalton, after a while, I'm like, how much times are you going to show me he's dragging his wife out of the elevator?
Yeah.
How many times are you going to show me that?
Yeah.
I mean, you show me 100 times already.
Yeah.
You still got to show me it?
Yeah. I mean, I had a conversation with somebody once, as in, why do they feel they need to show these things? And the simple answer was, it's there you go.
Be balanced, because here is it. Ray Rice was a villain, and people are saying he should lose his job, he should be kicked out of the NFL, everything else. We had a judge in Alabama who beat his wife worse than Ray Rice ever did. The media never covered it.
Yeah.
He's a judge.
Yeah.
And this wasn't the first time or the second time, right, it happened. The media didn't say anything about it. I mean, I know Ray Rice is a better story.
Yeah, yeah.
But
what makes it a better story, though, in reality?
Well,
he's a bigger star.
He's a bigger star, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, was this judge white?
Yeah, Judge was white.
Yeah. my case.
You
I
see-
didn't even know the
But
story.
you see, I didn't say
Yeah.
the judge was white. I just said the judge, right? And I leave it for people to say, okay. And let me give you a next incident. There was 2 police officers, and the thing is that when I talk about these things, I only talk. They were trying to arrest this guy. They had the guy down on the floor on his face, and they were trying to put his hands behind his back to arrest him.
Yeah.
One cop had his taser gun out, and the other was trying to handcuff him. He was bigger than Hulk Hogan,
Okay.
right?
They like to trouble the big ones, don't they?
Bigger than Hulk Hogan. So after a while, the guy just got up from the 2 cops. They tased him. That didn't do anything. And he started to punch and flail at one of the cops. The other cop was about 5 feet away from him. He did not draw his revolver. He was using the taser gun to try to tase him.
Yeah.
And the guy was flailing away at the other cop, like Jerry Cooney. It's like a boxing match, you know. Right? And then after a few minutes, the guy just ran out of the restaurant.
Okay.
And the cops ran behind him. Didn't shoot the guy.
Yeah.
They were using a taser gun.
Taser gun. Yeah.
Now, if that was a little different, it was all white.
It was. Oh, definitely.
If that was a little different, that incident
Yeah.
wouldn't have even got to the point where he was going to run out the restaurant.
Exactly.
He wasn't going to even leave that restaurant. And the thing about it is that
and the stories that are how they justify it makes you laugh. They honestly must think we're stupid and we can't see the reality of what's been taking place. To come out with, he had the leg of a table which looked like a gun, and that justifies you shooting. You know, the guy who was the main reason why we had the London riots a couple of years ago. The guy was supposedly had a gun, came out of a car, he was shot and killed, and they expect people to just say, end of story.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we protest these abuse that's going on in America, in the UK, and lots of other countries where we as a black populace is not the majority? They take advantage, and there has to be a way of us standing up. Yes, we don't agree with the looting, but there has to be a way of us standing up for ourselves, for us to be counted, and for us not to be abused.
You know, it's funny. It's funny. When the Rodney King situation happened, people were like, there is no way possible that those cops can get off. I
remember reading that.
I mean, there is absolutely no way possible. You can't, you listen.
It was impossible to believe.
It was impossible. I mean, impossible.
Yeah.
And then
The impossible
the
happened.
impossible happened.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they took out the I am and they just say it's possible. You know, so it's like, so when I heard the Ferguson verdict, I wasn't shocked.
Yeah.
I really wasn't shocked, because sometimes, you know, it's like, you know, I remember, you know, Malcolm X said something that, you know, when you go to the dentist, they put Novocaine in your gum and you suffer peacefully. You know, the dentist can do whatever he wants to you. He can pull your gum, he can pull your tooth. You just up there with your mouth open. You suffer peacefully. I think sometimes they want us to just suffer peacefully.
Yeah.
They want us, and you know what?
They do. I think
There comes a point in time when you're going to tell the dentist, look, man, I had enough Novocaine. That stuff is not working.
Yeah.
It ain't working.
Yeah.
It ain't working.
No,
You got to try
it will
something
happen.
different.
It will happen. They have to try something different.
You got to try something different.
Because at the moment now, I think the youngsters that are coming through are not going to tolerate the abuse that our forefathers took.
Yeah.
You know, and even our generation, we're sort of like, we'll turn our back to a degree and say, you know, get over it sort of thing. But the youngsters now are getting far more abuse daily, and they're going to get fed up. And at some stage, there's going to be a very big riot somewhere, whether it's going to be here or it's going to be in the UK. But I know now on the streets of the UK, the youngsters have had enough. They're not getting any job opportunities. The government has brought in different rules to say that basically housing benefits for the ones who aren't working, which why aren't they working, is being reduced. So instead of having their own property where they can have their own life, they've either had to move back to their mums and dads if they're allowed to do that.
Pressure.
If they're not able to do that, then they have to go live in, like shared accommodation. And when you're in your mid-20s, you don't want to have to be sharing a bathroom with 5 or 6 other people. So your esteem goes down. And once that goes down, it becomes volatile as to what you're going to do in society, because they can't get a good job because they haven't got a decent place to stay. They can't have a decent place because they haven't got a decent job. So it's a very volatile situation at the moment. And I envisage that there's going to be a uprising of a degree where people are going to say enough is enough.
You know, and we had Giuliani, the former mayor of New York City, stating that we need white police officers in New York in order to protect black people.
When did he make this statement?
You know what? I'm actually going to find that statement for you. Yeah, he actually made that statement. And there was a gentleman by the name of Eric Dyson, Dr. Eric Dyson. And, man, that brother is an astute brother. You know, and he had to tell him, yo, what are you talking about, man? And he brought up black on black crime.
Okay.
You see, what it is that they go to their trump card. You know something? I was telling a friend of mine the other day, I heard this analogy from someone. This is an analogy from an individual. He says, you know pool, right?
Yeah.
In pool.
Yeah.
He says, think about this. The white ball knocks all the other balls. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
In order to start the game.
Yeah.
And then the white ball knocks the black ball in the hole in order to win the game.
Yeah. Psychology. Yeah.
And when I heard the person say, I said, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Think about that.
Yeah. A lot of these things, you can see the parity in life as to what takes place. You know? But as I say, it's difficult to understand why it's there and what the people expect to gain from it. Because if the people in the ivory tower have enough trouble around them, the ivory tower will fall down. So they have to tread carefully.
You know, and to me, you know, I mean, listen, there are times when the police lives are in danger.
Oh, yeah.
Is a life times in danger.
We understand that.
There are times when you're going to have a nut who's going to kill a police officer.
Yeah.
But that happens far and few in between.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, there are times when it may happen that there is one crazy white person or crazy black person or crazy Indian person or crazy Asian person may kill a cop.
Yeah.
It happens. It's like everyday life.
Well, I've never heard it in the UK.
You never heard it in the UK?
Never. I have never heard of a black man killing a policeman yet.
In the UK?
In the UK. But I've heard of a white policeman killing many black people.
Well, yeah, it has happened. It has happened. Even here in New Jersey, in Lakewood, there was one a gentleman who actually killed the police officer.